New tonight, DuPont and its offspring Chemours dumped toxic chemicals into North Carolina drinking water for decades and have gone to great lengths to dodge responsibility.
And today there are thousands of residents across 9 counties with contaminated drinking water in their homes. And in most cases, Chemours isn't paying to fix it. WRAL climate change reporter Liz McLaughlin introduces us to one woman who's fighting back.
Twice a week, Jamie White picks up bottled water.
One more.
From the same chemical company that made her well water undrinkable.
You're stepping over water bottles because we have to live out of a 1-gallon jug. It's insane that we are forced to live this way.
After her family of 5 found out there had been toxic chemicals in their water for years.
They've put not just me at risk, but my children and my grandchildren.
Chemical produced 4 miles away at the Fayetteville Works plant that DuPont opened in 1971 and began discharging Gen X, a so-called forever chemical, since at least 1980. In 2005, DuPont received civil penalties of more than $16 million for hiding information about the harmful effects of one of its chemicals. And in 2015, DuPont moved its performance chemicals division into a spin-off company, Chemours. 2 years later, researchers unveiled Gen X contamination in the Cape Fear River, and regulators began investigating. A settlement in 2019 requires Chemours to curb chemical emissions and provide remediation to well users with contaminated water. Chemours has since been fined nearly $200,000 for multiple violations, and currently the Cape Fear River and nearly 10,000 private wells are contaminated.
Probably the most significant toxic chemical threat that we're facing these days.
Chemours is challenging the EPA's health advisory levels for Gen X and other forever chemicals, which were lowered in June. But a number of community and advocacy groups have moved to intervene.
What Chemours is trying to do is undermine the Environmental Protection Agency's efforts to at least tell people if they're being exposed to a toxic chemical.
Chemours declined interview requests, but said in a statement that it's in compliance with the consent order and has recently installed technology to stop most of its chemical pollution.
Our quality of life begins with a quality environment. That's our Chemours commitment.
It's not a message that resonates with Jamie White, who's been waiting 4 years now for the filtration system Chemours is required to provide.
I want them to know that they are failing us. They claim that they're a good neighbor, but I'm sorry. To me, a good neighbor is baking a cake and taking cookies and, doing a barbecue, not poisoning their water.
Frustrated residents demanding accountability as Chemours announces plans to expand production. Liz McLaughlin, WRAL News.
And to get you a little bit more on this, Chemours is holding public meetings about the expansion next week, where some groups are planning to protest. The DEQ approved a permit for a groundwater barrier on the wall at the Chemours plant. And some people criticize the permit for still allowing Gen X discharge into the Cape Fear River at 12 times higher than the health advisory level.